Shiloh has a multi-layered history with the Jewish people. First and foremost, this was the first capital of the tribal federation when the Israelites came into the country after fleeing or escaping from Egypt. After that, the tabernacle was set up here. Then the tribal lands were apportioned out to each of the tribes. Joshua gathered everybody here. As the Bible records, Yehudah, Judea, Gad, Dan, Shimon, all the tribes were given their tribal portions as it was decided here at Shiloh. At Shiloh, there was the prophet Samuel who grew up here. There was a second prophet, Achiah, after the destruction of Shiloh by the Philistines who invaded. We have a tremendous, deep historical connection with Shiloh. We're talking about not of a short period of time of 2 or 3 centuries, but we're talking about over 1,500 years of Jewish presence here. Even during the period of exile, Shiloh was always in our prayers, always in our Talmudic sources. It was not a foreign or a far-flung colony, but very much in Jewish consciousness. We're in the center, shall I say, north, south, east, west of the country. And so we served as the place where the tabernacle was. That is, 3 times yearly, Jews would come up to sacrifice, to engage in the pilgrimage. Everybody knew where Shiloh was. The Bible, in fact, at the end of the book of Judges, actually says it's north of Bethel, it's south of Livonah, and it's on the east side of the road that goes up north and south. So the Bible itself is very specific about where Shiloh was. And it was thought of as a place that, in a negative sense, can I say, was used to warn the people of Jerusalem before the destruction. If you don't return in your ways and act properly, don't think God is not going to destroy Jerusalem. If he destroyed or allowed Shiloh to be destroyed, something bad can happen to Shiloh, to Jerusalem. So therefore, what we're talking about is Shiloh using as an example in history of its own history. Now, in discussing all this historical connection, there are 2 ramifications for this. First of all, today, we are not strangers or aliens in this land. We have not, in '67, for example, gone into a foreign country. This is the historical national homeland of the Jews. So to say that we're occupying, if I can use that term, something that doesn't belong to us, no. This Bethel, Shiloh, Hebron, Shechem, Gaza, all these places are deeply embedded not only in our historical consciousness, but up until the modern era, certainly during the Mandate, Jews lived near here, around here, other places, so that it's not as if we're coming back after 2,000 years only. Jews were always here. Secondly, because of that connection that was well known at the beginning of the 20th century, the League of Nations awarded the mandate of Palestine to Britain for the express purpose of reconstituting the Jewish national home, because, as you can read in the introduction, because it recognized the historical connection between Jews and the land of Israel. So what we have perhaps forgotten today needs to be reminded to us all. We have a 3,000-year connection ongoing up until the 20th century between Jews and its national homeland. Its national homeland included Shiloh, Hebron, Bethel, and many, many other places in which the world refuses to recognize, unfortunately, as a legitimate place of residence for Jews. Okay, I want to thank you very much for, first of all, for watching and listening to me. I want to remind you, we're in Shiloh. Just behind me is the ancient Tel Shiloh, the archaeological mound, and I invite you to come to visit. We have a lot to see and learn here at Shiloh. We have a movie. You can even dig here. You can excavate here, buy wine. We have lots of things to see and do here at the historical site of Shiloh. You can come and visit us in the modern community of Shiloh, just up on the hill. In getting to know us as people and to get to know why we want to live here and where we live is a fantastic opportunity. I'm glad that you're listening to me and being able to hear what I'm trying to say. I'm sure that you can get in touch with all of us here through the information found. I hope that what I have explained to you makes sense, because it's truth, it's logical, it's rational, and it's what everybody should be knowing and doing.